If you figured out the clue correctly from last week, then you probably recognize the Owlman symbol on Owlman's belt, which is from the McFarlane Crime Syndicate wave. It was a Target exclusive wave that was released quite a while ago. It's a wave I've been really looking forward to opening, but just hadn't got around to it just because I kept pushing it off for other videos. But I held on to them because I really wanted to open them up and talk about them. Let's have a look at the Crime Syndicate and build us a Starro the Conquerer. And here we have McFarlane's Crime Syndicate wave with the Starro the Conquerer Build A Figure. This is based off of their appearance of the 2001 comic Crime Syndicate #1. I'm a little bummed that's the versions they went with because personally I am a huge fan of the Crisis on Two Earths DC animated movie. I think it's hands down one of DC's best animated movies. It features a lot of the cast from the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, so it's got great voice talent. So I would have loved to have gotten these characters based on their appearances from there, but these looks aren't too bad. Now, unfortunately, the Starro Bath is kind of disappointing. He can't stand up on his own. There's nothing built into his legs that allow him to be able to do so. I thought maybe they would make them a little bit more bendable so you could give him some flat feet so he could stand, which probably would have been a better option. Otherwise, you got to prop him up against the back of your shelf, or the way I'm doing it is I've got a cell phone holder kind of holding him up so that way he can stand for this video. Otherwise, he's going to have some support, which sucks. I just wish I'd done something better with the legs so that way he would be able to stand on his own. The Starro spores all at first glance look like they're the exact same piece, but upon closer look there are a little bit of different details. Mainly it's just the eyes are painted a little bit different or positioned differently, and the tentacles I think are a little bit changed as well. So I'm glad he at least put some details into that route and it wasn't all just, the same piece repackaged 4 times. That does mean we don't get any accessories with these guys. There's no alternate hands, alternate heads, or owlrings. Tech for Owlman to use. You also get these standard stands and cards, and the cards are kind of disappointing just because 3 out of the 4 of them are just renders of the figures. They're not even like actual photograph of the figures on like a studio or anything. The Superman one is at least a toy photography featuring him fighting Starro, but I would have loved for the rest of them to be that as well, or at least, shots of them from the comics or something. Since this is just the Earth 3 version of Starro, I think there's a likelihood that we may get another version down the line. Maybe his very first appearance, where we could get some classic versions of the Justice League in their original costumes. Or I would also love to see Starro from the Suicide Squad movie, because I really enjoyed that movie, and it would be a great way to get some additional characters that appeared in the film. So, obviously, these haven't been in Target stores for a while, and I'm not really sure what the aftermarket price is on them. I know they did just release Ultraman again in a 2-pack with Superman, and Owlman just got a new costume color change that was a Walmart exclusive. So those 2 have at least been out in stores again in case you missed those versions. Haven't seen Superwoman or Power Ring in a pack again, but doesn't mean McFarlane's not going to re-release them again at some point. He does that occasionally. So as far as the wave goes, yeah, the bath is disappointing just because he can't stand up on his own, but it's got some decent detail. He's a big, solid purple starfish that's got a little bit of posability in his arms just because they're bending. The mouth on his back looks great. The eyes look good. So if he could stand on his own, he'd be A+, but unfortunately he can't. The figures themselves are solid as well. I kind of liked Power Ring more than I thought I would because he was kind of the weakest out of the wave. Really thought we'd get Johnny Quick instead of Power Ring, but we'll probably get him down the line. Owlman looks really good. Superwoman looks great. I'm a little iffy on Ultraman just because there's something with the face looks a little too boyish, even with the head about to, laser eye somebody. It's just, he looks too innocent, I guess. I don't know. Maybe if they gave him a little bit more of an older, angrier look, it might have made the figure a little bit better, but that's the only thing that's stopping me from liking it. Honestly, it's a solid wave of figures. The evil doppelgangers is kind of a cliche, but I do like these versions of these characters, especially if you haven't, go watch Crisis on Two Earths. It's great. I think it's streaming on Max for the time being. We'll see how long it stays up there. So if you missed him the first time around, probably wouldn't hurt to track him down if you can for a reasonable price. Who knows when it's going to be the next time we get these characters again. Alright, things are heating up for my next build video. Here's your clue for what that's going to be next week. Leave a guess what you think it is in the comments below, and until then, stay safe, happy hunting.